just tuned and regulated. This thing in here just sounds incredible.
This sounds awesome.
It better sound awesome. Yeah. Fucking stupid thing about it. And the piano, not only does it sound great in the live room, but with the gobos set up in a certain way, there are actually 3 discrete environments here. You got a fixed iso booth and then 2 other iso booths, and the piano fits great in here. So if you actually want to track live
Get a
with
nice
the piano, it's a control.
Yeah, so you
here,
put the drums in
and
here, you put the piano in here.
Yeah, or if you want the drums out
you
here.
can put artificial reverb on it if you want,
Sure.
or you can go out.
Yeah.
Flexibility was my
There's also 2 small isolation chambers downstairs for guitar amps. So if you really want to wind out a small Marshall,
It give you 2 more ISO rows. So the guitarist will be sitting up here,
Yeah.
a signal down there, and you get it back on headphones, and he can wail away, and it doesn't bleed and everything else.
and there's literally 0 bleed.
Yeah,
so you can
The biggest problem with that is you're trying to figure out if you have it like, when I was setting it up, I was like, is this working? And you're like playing, and you're like,
you can't hear it.
shit.
So you have to have a feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you have like this door open, the door and the thing down there, and you're still like, okay, yeah.
Wow, so how, is it just,
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, here, come on down. We can
This
see
is a
it.
mess down here. I was doing a little, I was using this to re-record something
Watch
here.
your heads.
So, thank you.
The synths
My
are,
mess.
all the synth stuff is coming up in the next few weeks to be set up.
So these guys are. This is one wall construction. So this is like the second tier one, and then this
Yep.
guy over here is the beefier one, where you get your double doors and you know.
So if you really want to crank it.
So it's pretty much if you just want isolation off the amp and you're not worried about stuff, you know, and you want it down here and you're not going to be. If you have a head, you can put a cab down here and control the cab from the head. Or if you want to use an amp that doesn't have a head, you can use 2
Oh, so the
DIs and get
wires
down to
to
here. So if you have a cab, then it's simple because you just you have the head up with you up there. You dial in what you want,
Right,
and then
right.
you're changing the sounds until you're like, oh yeah, that's the shit, and then off you go.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, and then, you know, more amps and stuff and my mess.
Alright. More amps?
Then these
More amps?
Jason,
More amps?
Jason, from some of his influences down at Berkeley, suggested that we grab. These are just the best gobos in the world. They're so cool. They're easy to move and they work really nice.
Yeah, so like back here, you know, you come
really
back
dead.
here and it's super dead.
You can hear the very
Yeah.
stark difference.
Yeah. And every single environment has a panel. So you've got the Ethernet, you got everything is here. So no matter, including up in the lounge. So even back here, because this is a great miking area, you get some pretty nasty, cool sounds back here.
Sure.
So we got a panel there, and then 65 and 65 Marshall cabs with original Celestians. The lounge, Sam's additional miking area for various and some things. You can go up here and hang after a long day of sessions and just chill out.
Sure.
Or it's a good place to pop mics up for a little bit more of what the room sounds like up in this particular quadrant.
Or if the drummer's doing his tracking, the guitarist can stand and just
That's
judge
right.
accordingly.
Get spitballs,
Yeah.
shoot them right down. Yeah.
Another little studio spot.
This is Jason's winter stuff.
Oh, I see.
So he can set up and have a pre-production area right here.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
up here so he can come listen to stuff or do whatever he wants to do, and
Yeah.
he also does web design, so he's been up here
I
since
got
he's
you.
been living up here for a while. And he also has one living back.
Yeah.
That's great. So you did all the pre-production here?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what they did is, Jason's last few albums were recorded more or less from the ground up. They did tracks, drum tracks, and everything was either underdub or overdub. So there was nothing played live as an ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
And that was done, I think 3 albums of that, maybe 2.
Yeah. So they wanted more of a live.
So they
Yeah.
came in here and basically spent, 3.5 weeks tracking.
No, it was about 2.5. It was 12 tunes. It was like a day a tune.